Hi, and welcome to your first steps into introducing digital citizenship in your high school. My name is André-Marc, and in this video, I will go through some ideas and suggestions in the form of objectives you should consider using in your school-wide digital citizenship project. But first, let's take a look at some of the content that will be discussed by you and your students throughout the project. As you can see, the project's content touches on all of Ribble's 9 elements of digital citizenship, from relationships to cyberbullying, geographical or economical access barriers, copyrights, referencing, identity theft, digital footprint, doing research online, digital piracy, online fundraising, technology policies, social media, sexting, technology addiction, and even texting and driving. To help sort all of this content, I have elaborated 24 objectives separated by digital citizenship elements. Let's look at the first one now. When it comes to digital etiquette, students need to learn acceptable online behavior and when to use them. To this effect, the following objectives are recommended. First, working in groups, students will list the risks and responsibilities of creating and carrying out friendships and romantic relationships online. Second, working in groups, students will create a table summarizing the different uses and expectations of technology between friends, at home, at school, or at work. Thirdly, working in groups, students will create a video or podcast about cyberbullying, sexting, or homophobia to evaluate and discuss building healthy relationships in a digital world. Finally, working in groups, students will create a guide that illustrates good common communication practices as it relates to the intended digital audience and purpose. These 4 objectives and assignments should ensure a good understanding of digital etiquette. When it comes to digital access, all connections are not created equal, and as such, students will be encouraged to delve deeper into the digital divide by creating a video or blog that explains the differences that access to technology can have due to personal choices, disabilities, socio-economic status, location, or government. Also, students will engage online as active citizens to advocate real change that will reduce the digital divide among all the people of the planet. Teens are notoriously known to dislike rules, and on occasion have been caught breaking them. We should probably ask them to list the potential consequences that sharing, using, or hacking content can have, or even worse, the very serious consequences of sexting and identity theft. Also, asking them to reevaluate their online behavior may help some of them avoid potential legal entanglements. Lastly, I'm certain they would be surprised to know that there are acceptable and legal ways to remix and share in a digital environment, as long as you remember to properly reference online materials and to verify if the original authors have given their permission to use their content. I don't think I know a teen that does not use social media. It seems to me they spend a lot of time contributing to their online activities and profiles. I wonder if they ever thought of Googling themselves and see what the public internet reveals about them. I think a few would be shocked or even horrified at what anybody can see about them. This is why when studying this element, students will be asked to track and describe each other's digital footprint. With this information, students will be asked to elaborate a strategy to ensure that only a polished digital representation of themselves is available for all to see. Doing this will avoid the fate of other not-so-lucky people whose online actions have gone viral, instilling the importance of not contributing to the fate of these unfortunate individuals will contribute to keeping students' public persona clean. Digital literacy is at the root of all good work and good research done online. Therefore, developing skills in our students that will help them find, organize, evaluate, and share information online is critical. As such, I recommend you start with this objective. It will make delivering the other objectives in an online platform much easier. And to make it even easier, I have included in my blog links to a lesson plan, a worksheet, and a rubric to complete this objective with students. The economy is becoming more and more digital and virtual every day. Students must become informed consumers by knowing how to conduct online commerce and avoiding the temptations of targeted advertisement. But not all money exchanges are for personal gain. Some organizations have offered the ability to fundraise on a global scale. Students should know the advantages and the disadvantages of using an online format for fundraising. Although digital rights include internet access, freedom of expression, content rights, and the ability to participate online without fear of bullying or harassment, we will be focusing on responsible use policies. Specifically, creating one for the classroom. Then, revising or creating one for the school. And finally, creating or revising the school board's responsible use policy. When it comes to teaching students about safety and security, we all know to be aware of phishing scams, to use strong passwords, to protect our identity, to use antiviruses, and to back up our data. More than that, I would recommend having students study the terms and condition or privacy settings of their favorite social media or website. They would probably be disturbed with what these services are allowed to do with their information. Secondly, discussing and analyzing the social, legal, and ethical implications of sexting and exchanging pornography is a difficult step, but should be addressed with students, especially to help some avoid falling into these behaviors and to help others avoid getting abused. Finally, all students should know how to get help. Knowing who to call or contact in a crisis or emergency can potentially save someone from abuse or mistreatment. It could even save a life. When it comes to health and wellness, texting and driving has become one of the top causes of accidents among young adults. Therefore, getting students to study this issue and to create a promotional video explaining the legal ramifications and the life-changing impacts accidents can cause is essential. When is too much too much? Well, if a social, physical, or mental symptom manifests itself, then you can be assured that you have crossed the line. Asking students to conduct a study in their use of technology may be the only way to help them realize that they are spending way too much time online. It's important to get them to ask themselves, do I have an addiction? Or do I live a balanced lifestyle? Well, those are all the suggestions for my digital citizenship school-wide project. And remember, I have included in my blog a link to a table explaining in more detail the 24 objectives I have just described with assessment suggestions, learning activity ideas, and the minimal technology needed for each. I also have a link to a detailed lesson plan for the digital literacy objective that includes the student's worksheet and the evaluation rubric you will need to assess the student's work. Speaking of assessments, you will notice that all assessment suggestions in the digital citizenship project are all online, and they should be. After all, doing it any other way would defeat the purpose. Therefore, you will find Google Docs, Google Slides, podcasts, blogs, and videos, the artifacts students will be asked to create. In short, please use technology. Thank you for listening to my video, and good luck with your school's digital citizenship project. If you have found my video outside my blog, you can click the link in the comment section to see this video in its context, or enter the blog address you see here. Once again, thank you.